What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to look at a bunch of purple Digimon that are frankly weirdly obsessed with Tamers. Alrighty then, so let's start off with that level 2, what we haven't seen before, it's Kokomon. Now obviously being a level 2, we have one inheritable skill, that is exactly what we would expect. And what we've got here is that when you are attacking, you may reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, discard a Tamer among them, and return the remaining cards to the bottom of your deck in any order. So essentially, every time you are attacking, you get the chance to discard a Tamer, which is alright, I suppose, if you want to get Tamers in the trash. Moving on over into level 3s, we've got ourselves a lovely new Lopmon here. And we've got a free cost to play normally, 0 cost to Digivolve, 2000 power, which is exactly standard for a Digimon with a decent skill. And on your turn, once per turn, when you play a Tamer, you may gain 1 memory, which is nice. In effect, it basically means that every one of your Tamers becomes 1 less to play. But the thing is, if you got multiple of these out, there's no rule here that's written on the card, and it would have to be written on the card, that says you can only apply 1 of these effects per turn. So, assuming you got 3 Digimon that have evolved from Lopmon, a free cost Tamer becomes a 0 cost Tamer, which is clearly a great thing. Like, this is clearly a huge handy bonus. So Lopmon here, I mean, look, if you're not playing a Tamer heavy deck, don't worry your pretty little head about it. But if you are playing a Tamer heavy deck, this seems like exactly the kind of thing you should probably be trying to get a little bit excited about. Because this is kind of awesome, ladies and gentlemen. This is kind of awesome. Seriously, you get enough of these out, you're playing all your Tamers for free. I cannot be the only one that thinks that's cool. So moving over on into level 4s then, we've got ourselves a Wendigomon. 5 cost to play normally, 2 cost to Digivolve, 5000 power, nothing terribly out of the ordinary here. Although a really rather mean piece of artwork, it doesn't seem like Antylamon, I think that's Antylamon, whoever it is having a good time at all. Wendigomon went a bit primal apparently. And what we've got here is a skill whereby when you're Digivolving, you may reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, trash all the Tamers among them, and place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. So basically here, it's like we saw a moment ago with Kokomon, but instead of looking at the top 3 cards of your deck and trashing 1 Tamer, we are looking at the top 5 cards of our deck and trashing all Tamers, which is kind of a little bit ridiculous. And at this stage, you're probably asking the obvious question, which is, well, hang on a second, Wassy. Why? Why are we doing this? What's the point? Why are we trashing all of these Tamers? And this is a stage where I need to remind you about Cherubimon. See, Cherubimon here, 13 cost to play normally, 4 cost to Digivolve, 12,000 power, very expensive but a bit powerful. When you are Digivolving, you may play 1 purple Tamer card from your trash without paying its memory cost. And then for each Tamer you have in play, you may delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. And on deletion for each Tamer you have in play, you may play 1 level 3 Digimon from your trash without paying its memory cost. So essentially, Cherubimon here gets your Tamers into play, but gets them into play from the trash. When you Digivolve, you get 1 Tamer, but then when you get deleted, you get to play a bunch of level 3 Digimon equal to the amount of Tamers that you've got. So clearly, getting Tamers in your trash, and bearing in mind, right, playing Tamers isn't always easy. They tend to be 3 or 4 cost, which is not the cheapest things in the world, especially given that they're not Digimon, unless you Digivolve them up, I suppose, as hybrids, but they're not going to be taking out security. They get a little bit awkward. What you really want to do is play Tamers for free. It's why they all have that security effect that let you play them for free. That is pretty much the point of Tamers. You are always trying to play them for free. Okay. So here, you can basically trash them before you get to them, which is a very good thing, a very easy thing, a very nice thing to do. And then you can play it for free, when you Digivolve into Cherubimon here. It's just another way of playing your Tamers for free. Either play them as security cards if you can, or get them into play for free with Cherubimon. This sounds good to me. Now going back to Wendigomon, there's another skill here. On your turn, once per turn, when you play a Tamer, draw one card. And again, if you've got multiple Digimon Digivolve from Wendigomon, you will draw multiple cards when this happens. So you can essentially have yourself a bit of a draw engine from playing Tamers. And remember, I've just shown you that Lotmon. And Lotmon says that on your turn, once per turn when you play a Tamer, you gain one memory. Now, these are both once per turn, but again, it is once per turn per Lotmon or Wendigomon evolution. So let's say, for argument's sake, I have got 4 level 5s, and they've all got Wendigomon as a level 4, and they've all got Lotmon as a level 3. Not going to happen often, but just as a lovely little thought experiment. I play a Tamer, I gain 4 memory and draw 4 cards. And bearing in mind, I don't need to play the Tamer here. As in, just pay the memory to play it from my hand. I can play it with Cherubimon here, and I am good. One thing to notice that both Wendigomon and Lotmon are your turn skills. So if you play a Tamer from the security, that will be during your opponent's turn, and these won't activate. But if you play it with Cherubimon with your Digivolution skill, I mean, essentially, if everything goes well, you Digivolve up into Cherubimon, play a Tamer for free, gain 4 memory, draw 4 cards, and then start deleting level 4 or lower Digimon, 1 for each Tamer you have in play. This is good. Like we've seen from some of the other Digimon in this set, Cherubimon looked good, but now we look at this level 3 and this level 4 that Digivolve into it, and we're like, oh yeah, no, that's really good. Now, there is one other Tamer-obsessed Digimon we need to have a little bit of a look at here, and it is Antylamon. 6 cost to play normally, 3 cost to Digivolve, 7,000 power. Given that your average level 5 is 737, I will take 637. Not that you should ever be hard casting this, but it's an option if you need it. Because when you are Digivolving, you may play a purple Tamer card with a play cost of 3 or less from your trash without paying its memory cost. Yep, it's kind of like Cherubimon here. Well, it's very much like Cherubimon, except it must be a Tamer with a cost of 3 or less. Cherubimon can be any of them. And you don't then get to delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon for each Tamer you have in play. You're just playing the Tamer. But let's be clear, just playing the Tamer is absolutely fine by me, ladies and gentlemen. This sounds pretty gosh darn good indeed. I like Antylamon. And this is one of those ones, we see this every so often in this game, right, where you have to go up the Digivolution line. You need Lotmon for the extra memory when you play a Tamer. You need Wendigomon for the draw power when you play a Tamer. You need Antylamon to play the Tamer for free, because remember, Cherubimon is all about having those Tamers out. And now this is starting to make a huge amount of sense. Now you see why Wendigomon and Kokomon want to trash those Tamers, because the combination of Antylamon and Cherubimon here really are taking advantage of those Tamers that get thrown away. And this, ladies and gentlemen, this is my point, and I love it. I absolutely love it. This is an evolution line. I don't know if I'm going to play it personally. I don't think it is. I don't know if it's my kind of deck, but I could certainly see this being a very popular deck. Cherubimon looked good when we first saw it, but now that we've seen the evolutions that lead up to it, goodness gracious me, it's awesome. Now, it feels a bit weird to have such a Tamer-obsessed video without looking at a Tamer, so we can take a little bit of a look at Koichi Kimura here as well. But don't get terribly excited, it's not a terribly exciting Tamer. It is a free cost to play normally, which is important because remember that Antylamon can only play 3 cost or less Tamers for free. This will count. When you play it, you draw a card. And it's got an inheritable skill whereby on deletion you gain a memory. So if you Digivolve it into a Digimon, and we'll look at hybrid purples in the next video, but if you Digivolve it up into a Digimon and that Digimon gets deleted, you gain a memory. Having said that, although it's not great, remember that Wendigomon is going to let you draw a card, or if you Digivolve from Wendigomon, every time you play a Tamer. So this just turns into a really good draw engine. I mean, Antyamon's letting you play it for free anyway, or Cherubimon is. And then you get to draw a card when you play it, plus you get to draw a card for each of your Digimon that has Digivolve from Wendigomon. And as much as I'm not in love with this, and I'm not in love with this Tamer, I think overall it's not terribly impressive. I think if we focus really specifically, like hyper-specifically, just on the evolution line we've been talking about in this particular video, yeah, not bad, ladies and gentlemen. Not bad. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Cherubimon just became a whole bunch better, and that is awesome. But now I want to hear from you guys. I want to know which of these sound really good. I want to know which of these you are excited about. I want to know, quite frankly, anything you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section, would you? But go nuts! Be nice. There we go. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.